Was not the time then designated by watches? To attempt to construe the hours on record as watches, periods of 4 hours, rather than as actual hours of day and night, is to strain reason to a breaking point in the interest of the idea that all in connection with the Passover, the trial, and the crucifixion took place in one day. As far as we know, all Bible students agree that Jesus was crucified during the day and was buried before sunset. And as only the hours of the night were ever reckoned by watches, the watch periods are foolishly dragged into the discussion. So being wholly irrelevant in this connection, they by all rights merit no consideration. For the sake, however, of those who really want the truth, but who are confused over the idea under discussion, we shall give it brief treatment. As the watch theory cannot be imposed upon the hours during the day, we have no choice but to conclude that Jesus was crucified at the actual third hour, Mark chapter 15, verse 25. That 3 hours later, the sun was darkened at the actual 6th hour, Mark chapter 15, verse 33. And that after 3 more hours, Jesus died, and the sun again appeared at the actual 9th hour of the day, Mark chapter 15, verses 34 through 37, and not at a certain watch of the night. And as there are not 2 6th hours, but only 1 6th hour in a day, therefore the 6th hour at the time of the trial in Pilate's judgment hall, and the 6th hour at the time of the darkening of the sun, which came 3 hours after Jesus was nailed to the cross, are not 4 hours apart, but either 12 or 24 hours apart. Manifestly, therefore, even though one resort to the device of the watch system, one cannot rationally conclude that the trial and the darkening of the sun, not to mention the events connected with them, came the same day. Necessarily they took longer. Then, too, as there are 12 hours, or 4 watches, between this particular trial and the darkening of the sun, and as he was crucified at the 3rd hour, 9 hours after the trial, and 3 hours before the time that the sun was darkened. It is folly to try to crowd this actual 12-hour period into a 4-hour watch. And still worse folly is it to try to do so if the trial were at Thursday noon. The gospel writers do not mean watches when they say hours, for Jesus did not teach them to say, there are 4 watches in the day, but rather, there are 12 hours in the day. John chapter 11, verse 9. Moreover, as aforestated, never the day, but only the night, was divided into watches. And furthermore, the clock dials were never marked by watches, but by hours, and when they said hours, they never meant watches. These evidences wholly discredit the watch scheme of interpretation. Hold not to what fabricated ideas seem to make the Scriptures say, but grip tenaciously to what the Word, in simplicity, plainly says. Following this procedure, let us now review this study in the ensuing,